Hey everyone, it's me Al, and I kind of wanted to go live and say hi to everybody. And hopefully everyone is having a great early spring. And I got off kind of to a rough start here at Creek Road Pottery because it ended up having some trouble getting work out of the kilns. And yeah. So I had a bunch of Valentine vases that I was trying to work on, and I got them all thrown, and I was supposed to get them done, but I got called into work at my manufacturing job, and so I missed a day. Then, working the day of overtime, I ended up having a dentist appointment, which messed up that day and messed up a day for firing because well, it was windy out here and the wind was blowing like Hurricane Katrina, right? So there's no way I could fire the updrafts outside. No way. Even on the warm ups, like it would have blown right out. So what I ended up doing was a lot of writing, and I did a post to the podcast, and I've been writing Pottery Dailies, which is journaling, and also I've been making mugs. So I'm trying to get on some kind of practice to where I do something every day uh, to make it a practice to make work. And I've been doing that writing. So now I need to do that making the pots, right? Because after all, I'm not a writer, I'm a potter. And I've been putting out more writing than pots. And so I need to pot more, right? So I had some fun down at the Dew Shore Chocolate and Wine Festival this past week. I took my wife, and I kind of wanted to sell pots there at some point, but I didn't have pots made up to take with me at that point, but next year. And there were quite a few people there, lots of chocolate, lots of wine, and I got to see my friend Jill. She was selling her soaps like no tomorrow, and it was really nice to see. So after we said hi to Jill, we went and toured the town of Dew Shore, Pennsylvania. It's like stepping back in time because they had an old timey supermarket there that was still privately owned, and their price tags on everything when you walked in. It was amazing. They had three privately owned hardware stores in town, and they all sold different things. They had a garden center there that was privately owned, and it was just like stepping back in time, like it was before everything was taken over by Walmart and Amazon, right? So that was amazing to see. Had a little craft store down there also, and they sold all kinds of things, and that was private also. They had stickers and all kinds of interesting things that kids used to do back in the day. So it was a wonderful time, and we made it back home a little bit late Saturday. And yesterday, I spent the day doing homey stuff like food shopping and some cleaning and all that. And today, the wind is still pretty high, but I hope to maybe get the bisque kiln loaded tonight and get some of those pots fired out. So I'm going to have to do some dry trimming outside. I really don't like the dry trim. It's very dangerous. So I'm going to have to put on a mask. So I'm going to be breathing in all that dust. And so I think what I'm going to try doing is maybe more live throwing here on YouTube because I know that quite a few people might be interested in that. I do live throws on my Facebook account, but not really on YouTube because at one point you needed 1,000 subscribers to do live feeds on Facebook. But here I am now. So I guess that's not the case. So good for me, right? So, what I've been working on, uh, like I said, the Valentine vases. I have a spring show coming up the 15th to the 17th of March. So I'm getting work up for that. I need to clean the shop and get ready for the spring show. I'm also going to the Adirondack Homesteading Convention up at Washington County Fair in upstate New York, Washington County. And my my brother-in-law, who runs the Homestead Journey podcast, is part of that. So I need to figure out if I'm going to be taking pots up there or if I'm just going to attend the events on year one to see how things go. Uh, the booth fee up there is not a bad price, and I really need to get um, work done for the homestead customer segment that I'm going to be making work for. I really want to make work for. Um, I really want to make work for homesteady people, right? So I have a few things that I thought about. In a perfect world, I would take up maybe some fermentation crocks and things like that that I fired out. Something that they would be using for food preservation, or maybe some yeast growing jars. What do they call those things? Yeast fermenters. I don't know what they're called, but they're lidded and you grow yeast inside of them to make bread and things like that. Sourdough starters. Yeah, sourdough starter containers and mugs and bowls, soup bowls, and maybe some baking dishes. So that's in a perfect world. I still have time to do it. I just need to get back in the studio and start treadling some things out. I do all the work on the treadle wheel, and it's been a lot of fun. So I've been back riding back into the pots, and hopefully I'll be getting more workouts soon. So I'm here in the pottery shed. Um, I have a few pots behind me, but I had to come in today. I had a lady who was local, who was stopping down, who put in an order for a little dish she wanted to make. And so I got that down. I really like the idea. A lot of people don't take custom orders, but I really like the idea of being able to come to your local pottery and order a thing and buy a thing, right? Because it's like old timey fashion, and that's how you do it. Uh, and the community part of that, and the interaction, it's amazing to me. So another thing that I thought about, I went to the Blue Heron, and there was this young writer there, and she self-published this book, um, "The Life of Patches the Cat," right? And it was a sweet story, right? And so I got thinking, I thought it'd be really interesting to maybe do some dealing with community work here and having a poetry reading here, or a creative writing session here where you have a little potluck and people bring things, and maybe do some writing, rewrite a poem, and then you read it. Or also, I wanted to do a painting session where painters from Slanted Art Gallery and some other places come over. Maybe we sit down by the creek, have tea, and they paint still lifes. I'm still trying to work some of that out because not a lot of potteries do this. And I'm trying to run this pottery off generosity, gratitude, and empathy, right? And you don't get paid for those things. So I get paid for what I make, and I get paid for the pots. But a lot of times, making change, you don't get paid for. Sometimes you suffer, and sometimes you suffer for positive change, right? So I'm trying to create change, and I'm trying to bring more art and the idea of art to the area by being more community minded and running the pottery through gratitude and generosity, right? So that's that, right? The wood kiln. The wood kiln. is still out back. I need to get that fired, and I'm planning on setting dates for a meet and greet with the team who is part of this wood kiln at the other studio. And we're going to have a discussion so they can meet me. And then I'm going to have a meet and greet here so they can see where the kiln is going to go and be able to find my place before we start putting it together after the spring show. So I kind of need to have it start being put together around April. So between now and April, I may need to get the gravel pad put in so that I can start building the and reconstructing the kiln shed, not the kiln shed. I need one of those too, the wood kiln. So I had to hold off on the kiln shed because the wood kiln came, and I needed money from the pots to use to get it delivered here, and it worked out great. So hopefully you all are doing well and have a great day. Today is President's Day, so many people have off from work. The post office didn't go, at least. And hopefully you're making work that matters for people who care, right? Take care, friends. Be well. And thank you so much for watching the live stream.